So we're going to talk about reclaiming the sacred in women's health, in women's cycles, and in the women's medicine, specifically as it relates to women's cycles, to women's bodies, and how the herbs can help support us in that process. And what this takes us back to is, before I want to talk about women specifically, I just want to say that part of honoring our bodies as sacred and reclaiming that is not just about women's cycles, but for all of us generally. Whatever age or gender identification that we're walking with, our bodies are sacred, and the earth is sacred. And our bodies are the first pieces of earth that we're responsible for taking care of. So we need to come back to honoring all these parts of ourselves and honoring our earth bodies. So, well, again, while we're talking about women's cycles here, men's bodies are also sacred. And throughout the world, in indigenous cultures, in the older earth-honoring cultures, there are often places that were really seen as sacred because they were very phallic, or they were very like a cave that really reminded the people, that was really very like the vaginal opening, and the labia. And those places have been deemed very sacred traditionally. But in reality, I often tell my patients that that's actually normal. And the reason that you're snapping is because you're not getting the space that you need. Because during our moon time, the veil thins between us and the spirit world, and we're closer to spirit. Intuitively, our ability to communicate with our own inner selves and with spirit is enhanced, because one might say, again, the veil is thinner. So it's important to take space for that. It's important to keep those tissues healthy, because they're just to keep the lubrication going, whether a woman's sexually active or not, because the bladder tissues often will not be as moist and healthy if the vaginal tissues are not healthy. They're kind of both effective, and you'll see more urinary tract problems, bladder problems, urinary tract infections, interstitial cystitis, that kind of thing is more likely to come up when you've got vaginal dryness. So asparagus racemosa is very nice for that.